Yesterday I reached 120 days of semen retention, and coincidentally it was also my birthday yesterday, and I had no idea that the 120 days and the birthday would align like that, so that's actually kind of crazy. 4 months. It's been quite alright. If I look back 120 days ago, I am for sure an entirely different person. It's very, very easy for me to tell. And maybe I should have picked tomorrow or the day after tomorrow or another day to talk about the 120 days, because today has been one of the most difficult days for me in these 4 months. Not because I'm in a flat line, I'm not anymore. Waking up today there was just something going on, and I don't want to get too much into it, but I guess when you've been riding a wave and you've been doing some very hard work, which I've been doing for 4 months, and it's all sort of peaking and flying high, and just today was a sort of reset, landing on the ground again, because I've been very, very tired. But that's the perfect opportunity to make a video and do the work, even though you don't want to. Because I recently found out that Andrew Huberman talked about this part of the brain, which is very, very important, but it will only grow when you do stuff that you don't want to do. So even though you do difficult and challenging stuff, if you like doing that stuff, then this part of the brain will not grow. It will actually shrink. And that's why you always need to look for opportunities to do something which is uncomfortable, or something that you feel is very difficult. And that is today. So I guess it's been 120 days. I've just climbed 4 mountains, I think. And then I went on the meditation retreat for 10 days, which was insanely difficult every day. And I went to the jiu-jitsu tournament, and that was also very, very, very challenging, and something I had never tried, which made it more uncomfortable. But I did it. I did those things. And I think today was a natural gift from the universe to try and test me, and for me to be able to grow that part of the brain and keep going on this journey, because I sincerely want to make it a lifestyle. And don't get me wrong, 4 months, that seemed impossible a few years back, or just 4 months ago, I guess. But 4 months is not a long time. The longer I have been on this journey of semen retention and choosing not to be lusting all the time and always seeking women or relationships, it's just become more and more natural. And the longer I go, the more I realize how natural this part of life should be, this part of being a man should be, that you should be out pursuing difficult things and achieving goals which seems impossible, instead of staying at home playing with yourself and fantasizing and looking at pictures and videos of women or men or whatever you're into. But the days I find the hardest are the days where I don't feel good. I feel down, I feel tired. Maybe I've been sick for the last week also. Ill. But what I need to remind myself, and maybe I remind some of you guys, is that it is exactly at that time where you should try to shine and do the thing anyway, because that will be the most rewarding feeling ever. And that part of the brain will grow instead of shrinking. And I think we've been so programmed right now through the internet and a comfortable lifestyle that we forget that it is a very natural thing to go through very difficult emotions and persevere and strive for that goal and keep going no matter what. Especially when you're having a difficult day. So already now, I'm not even done recording the video, but I already feel grateful that the part of my brain was not gone that could persevere, that could make the video, even though I just wanted to escape. I didn't want to do anything today. So I guess I deserve the rest I will be getting after this now. It's a different feeling already. But yeah, I'm very tired. That's just the way it is. So, 4 months. It's a big achievement for me because it's been very, very clean. Very clean. Like, no cheating. Many guys go on long streaks, but they still watch porn. Which is like, yeah. It's a very bad idea because it's going to, yeah, it's not really the point to be etching and watching porn and just keeping your seed within you. That will help, but you will still be burning all that energy in your brain and also in your body and depriving yourself from pleasure and like overstimulating your nervous system. So what I've found, like, I could be one of those YouTubers telling you all the benefits you want to hear and all the 7 stages but that's just not me. I'm going to keep it authentic and I'm going to tell you what I experience, like I just did. And I speak what I feel and what I experience right now. So I could have waited a few days and I could have been making this very highly energized video, but that's not the truth. That's not what's real right now. It's true most days. Like most of my days I have a lot of energy, but sometimes we crash. But when we crash, we need to reassess and look at things and, like I do now, reaffirm, look at the facts, and like give myself credit for still being here, being in the fight. Not that being in the life, but being on the path that I set myself onto, even though it gets difficult a lot of times, right? That's very important. Alright, so what I've found going through these 120 days is I didn't have a lot of bad habits before because I've gotten rid of most of them because I can sense on a deep level how they keep me blind and keep me away from the path that I wish to be on. And porn and masturbation is a very big blocker from chasing a career, becoming great at a given skill or multiple skills. And it is a great blocker in spiritual endeavors because you are so focused on what you want, the sexual satisfaction that you want, or maybe you don't even think about all that and you just want to feel the pleasure. But the reason why you want to feel the pleasure is in most cases because you don't want to feel the pain or you don't want to look at your reality. You want to forget for a while. And sometimes those are valuable resources, I guess. Sometimes we need to escape because we're not ready to face the truth. But going through these 120 days, there's been so much truth. And I've been able, through all the energy that I've been given from semen retention, to face these truths, to face my reality. And my reality is not always very beautiful. And it's not a movie. It's not a rom-com, because in real life, the life keeps going after the end credits. You know, it's not a happily ever after end credits. No, I'm still here when the credits have done rolling and you see who made the movie and all that. So I've had to deal with a lot of dark truth inside myself, a lot of brokenness. But semen retention has given me the power to face it and not break. And when I face these things and I sit with them and I don't break, then it sort of gets molded into another thing. This part of me becomes something different. But 4 months is not enough. If I've been running for, let's say, 10 years, that's a lot to uncover. Because I've been on many streaks, but this is by far the cleanest. I have so much experience now with my own thought patterns and reaction patterns, and like semen retention has been the vehicle for me to go on these great journeys through the meditation, through martial art, career choices, creating this YouTube channel. And every time I just reaffirm deeply into my soul that whatever I set out to do, I can do it. And the first vital step on that journey is to acknowledge how powerful sexual patterns can be, and sexual addiction, or addiction to the strong pleasure of orgasm and fantasizing about women and looking at women all day, watching porn. I guess if you feel great and you don't have any problems, and everything is just beautiful, then you can do what you want. I was just at a point where it was breaking me. And I didn't even use porn a lot. Like, I've read some crazy stories about people going through some crazy things and watching porn all day, every day. I was like, I had my normal life. But even though I think I was watching porn once every other day. At some periods, one time every day. It was like a de-stressing event. But still, what I found once I quit, which is with every addiction, is that it was actually hurting me. It was not giving me the benefits that I thought it did. And that was 7 years ago. And just now, I've been able to do this very clean 4 months streak. So it takes a while to deprogram, declutter, become a new person, right? And it requires a strong desire to change. And my very strong desire to understand myself and become a new person came from seeing the brokenness in my family. Seeing certain patterns and then starting to acknowledge that I had adopted these patterns. Of course, when you grow up, you are almost like a one-to-one copy of your mom and dad, reaction-wise, pattern-wise, emotionally. And you can try to lie to yourself and see that you are your own person. And to some extent you are. And I did that a lot, but once you really get in to the deep stuff, and there's just no denying that it's very difficult to become like your own person. You will always carry something with you that you were taught growing up, being raised. And hopefully it's mostly great stuff. I have so many great values that I gained from my parents, and they showed me so many good things. One of those things is reflecting. So that was a skill needed to go on this journey, I guess. At least it was easier for me. Now, if you want to hear all the benefits, yes, it's true. Skin clears up, more energy, as long as you put it to good use and you don't itch and watch porn, then you're still going to be burning out. That's just a fact. Sorry. You can't just retain the seed. There's a lot more that goes into it. It's about what happens in your mind and in your body, but that's something you have to experience for yourself and start the journey of not avoiding pain and only seeking gratification, most likely instant gratification. Benefits. Attraction gets higher. I guess people respect me more, but that's because I respect me more, and I mean what I say, and I really try to listen to what people has to say, and through this process I've matured a lot, like leaps and leaps. So, like, the fact that you are holding your seed within is not like it's only one piece of the puzzle. It's what it does to you when you truly, deeply desire some sort of change, or you want to pursue some goal. That's where the magic happens, and every cell inside of you begins this metamorphosis. And for me, it's been going on several years, but it's like the progress is not linear. Yes, and by that you can say sometimes you take a step back, sometimes the progress is downward, but at some point, if you keep going, it will always end up being, oh, what's that word? Oh, come on, man. I got it. Exponential gains. Yes. So, yeah, you know what I mean. The longer you go, the better the gains will be every time you realize something, every time you make a certain checkpoint, or you go through a main quest or like a side quest and you complete it. Like, the quests will keep becoming more difficult because you're no longer a novice. You go to intermediate quests, and then you go to difficult, like hard quests, and advanced, and then the master quest, and then the grandmaster quest, if you want to look at it that way. There are many ways I could describe what I've been going through, but the things I have done in February are things I could never imagine me doing just a few years ago. Like, no chance. But now it was just a natural thing, because I didn't have the instant gratification to like reel me in. It didn't exist. So there was only way, and that was going through the pain and not escaping it. Because I'm done with that life. And yes, sometimes I have urges, especially today. It was very difficult, actually, even though it hasn't been difficult for 2 months. But like, the devil strikes at your weakest, right? But here I am. I'm sitting in front of the camera, and I'm just spitting this truth. Because I know it is true. Because I didn't read it somewhere. I have felt it. I have experienced it. And it's only been 4 months. Not the journey, but this streak has only been 4 months since I took the decision. And so much evolving has been going on, which would not have been happening if I sought instant gratification every time things got difficult. Then my journey would have been backwards, escaping reality. I hope that makes sense. It does to me. And truthfully, I don't give a shit about the days, but maybe I do a little bit, because I can sort of look back at where I was 4 months ago, and it's a nice thing to put in the title, because you sort of get this metric, okay, 120 days, that's a difficult thing to do. What does this guy have to say? It's sort of an accolade, or like, yeah, I hope that's the right word. So when you become the authority in your own life, then people will take you more seriously, and you will take you more seriously. It's like becoming the leader of your own path, instead of just being dragged around by instant pleasures. No, I'm not perfect, but I'm so happy I learned about this, and I'm just going to keep going. Because it's a beautiful journey, it's a difficult journey. And there's so many things that I could never share. Like, I could try to share them, but again, it's a bodily experience where you just realize again, whoa, this is so important, this is so right. This is something that is kept from men in this highly sexual age we're living in. Where people tell each other what they want to hear, but it's not based on reality. It's just sometimes we want something to be true so badly that it becomes a truth, and everyone agrees, because it would be great. It would be amazing to just watch porn all day, have sex all day, just in this paradise of pleasure. And like, this paradise of pleasure would only evolve us and like take us even higher, and like lengthen our lifespans and our life quality. I think sex or making love with your partner can be a very healing experience, and it can lengthen your lifespan and make your life quality greater. I truly believe that. But so many men today have been exposed to so much pornographic material that it has messed up our brains. And for me, it is necessary to completely reset this before I can start anew with a partner and experience real life and see for myself, and not what some videos tried to teach me. Some videos that only were made for financial gain, for profit, for people to keep watching, just like the algorithms of most videos on YouTube. You know, it's the same. There's a lot of shit content and there's a lot of great content. And I try not to follow the algorithm appropriate way of getting tons of subscribers and views. I made another channel a while ago, like it's a long time ago, where I tried to do all the things. And yes, I was gaining subscribers, I was gaining views. It was all going as it should, but it was just not real. It was just a grind. I was in this echo chamber with all the other aspiring YouTubers trying to make it. And I just knew if I make it this way, I'll just get stuck like all the other big YouTubers who have to keep making the same content. I have to be authentic. And that's what this channel is all about. I will always keep it authentic. That's all for me. See you in the next one. Bye.